Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Shika. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday PD. Thank you all so much for joining us. We are super excited to have everyone with us this morning, and we are going to jump right in because we have a big day today, don't we, Shika?
We do. And Principal Hurt was not on this morning. He's actually conducting a training, but we were able to hop on with Josh on My Ed Tech Life. And I think his interview is still going on, but we were
Yeah.
on there for the first part and we'll go back and finish. He was doing a wonderful job of telling
Yeah.
his story and just how he supports students and how he's branding his how he's branded his school. So Josh is doing amazing work. We're always appreciative of him. But we are not. We're on to and how are you, AJ? Thank you for joining us. We are on to invite you all. We have an interview this morning with Principal Kafele. So we will be a part of the virtual Leadership Academy Saturday PD with Principal Kafele. We will
Yeah.
be his guest this morning. So we are super excited about that and nervous if we're telling the truth. Because Principal Kafele has done such amazing work in the field of education and is someone that we truly admire and have learned so much from. So we are truly excited for this opportunity and really just count it as a blessing.
Absolutely. It is very humbling to know that we have such an amazing opportunity coming up in just a few moments.
Good morning, Arcella. Thank you for joining us. Thank
Yes.
you
Good
for
morning.
joining us, Darius.
Good morning.
So we hope that you all join us over on Principal Kafele's page. We will share it to our page, but we're going to be talking about why we do what we do every Saturday. And it may seem weird to some people, like, why are they on every Saturday, talking about leadership? But you'll get to hear a lot of our story because on our Saturday PD, we're really just trying to put things out that we think will really be helpful to leaders. But we are excited for you to be able to hear our leadership journey this morning and really find out what is exactly behind why we do what we do with Create and Educate Saturday PD and the collaborative. And our passion really is for leaders. So we're excited about the opportunity to share that story. We hope that it resonates with some people. And during this journey right now with the trying to lead through a global pandemic, we hope that it also inspires some people because we know that has not been an easy task with everything that is going on, and we really just have to continue to empower one another. But we are also soliciting more help for leaders. And good morning, Principal Kafele.
Good
We have
morning, sir.
invited everyone over, and we are super excited this morning. Good morning, Michelle, about the opportunity for everyone to hear the why behind what we're doing and the questions that Principal Kafele has for us. We are just excited to be able to dialogue with him and
Definitely.
to just serve on a platform with him. This is just very exciting.
It is. And the thing that I think, Shika, is most exciting, and we've kind of talked um, about this over the last several weeks as we were thinking and trying to brace ourselves for such a monumental experience, is the beauty of this whole thing is we'll get to be guests for him, but we can sit at his feet and learn because
Yeah.
that is a part of the story, like a part of the story that we are going to share has to do with the impact that Principal Kafele has had on our um, lives as leaders and how that really changed for us the direction that our leadership was going in. So we're super excited to share that story because, as Sheikah said before, we understand that there is not an easy way to navigate through leading a school or helping to lead a school or being a teacher leader in a school. All of that makes a really big difference. And the way that you are able to do those things are by getting with the right people and learning from those people and being able to discover like what your purpose is, why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And fortunately, that's something that we've been able to stumble our way through, and we're just excited to be able to share that in hopes that it will impact somebody else's leadership journey. So as Shika said, we're very excited about that opportunity, but we're also excited about some other things that we wanted to share this morning that we're going to be experiencing as a company over the next several weeks. So we're going to talk a little bit about that because we love to have you guys join us for our 1 year anniversary is coming up for the collaborative. And that collaborative is, if you haven't been with us the entire time, a platform that we use to bring together teachers, parents, leaders, and we're talking about thought leaders in the area of education, but also school leaders. We're talking about legislative leaders. We bring leaders to the platform so that we can provide that space for true and authentic collaboration. And so we are coming up on the year to celebrate that we've been able to provide that space for those things to happen. Thank you, Dr. Roz.
Yes, good morning, Dr. Roz and Jasmine and Tracy are joining us. Thank you all for tuning in. We are appreciative of you all tuning in each Saturday, and Michelle as well. Thank you. And to add to what Tammy stated, we bring people together because we know that if we are only operating in silos, the things that really need to shift in education won't shift. Everyone has to be a part that really has huge impacts on education. So if we're not bringing the legislators into our conversations, they don't know how to inform the things that they are putting through with policies that are impacting us, and sometimes policies that we're operating from that we don't believe in. Good morning, Principal Baggage.
Good morning.
Good morning. So thank you all for joining us. And what Tammy's talking about, our first in-person event, it is actually a hybrid event. And we're going to talk about it more as well with Principal Kafele this morning. Preparing for the education shift with creating education, educate us a lunch and learn. We are bringing those university and expert thought leaders together with leaders to be able to, for them to hear what it has been like to lead through the global pandemic, because there are no textbooks written for what we are doing right now. However, with the pandemic, and I think we're thinking that it would be gone this year, and that's one of the things that has really been a little bit demoralizing, is that it was back, and maybe with even more of a force this year. With this, there's going to be some permanent changes to the way that we do things. So we want to make sure that leaders are prepared, that the people who are developing these programs to help develop leaders, everyone needs to have all of the information to make sure that our schools are able to maintain resiliency through all of this, and that our children are able to still be able to be developed and go on to be successful individuals. Because at the end of the day, that's who we are definitely here to support, along with our teachers. So there's lots of things happening things that, sometimes people need to hear from other people how these things are impacting people before any true changes are made. So we're hoping to bring several people to the table, parents, um, community people who support schools, because lots of our community leaders support our principals and schools. We would like for everyone to be a part of the conversation because this global pandemic has impacted us all. But we still have to be able to provide a quality education for our children because nothing has stopped. I mean, everything is continuing as we see.
Yes, and the beauty of what Sheikah is saying about having that space for us all to come in and dialogue about the shifts that need to occur is when you bring people who are in those trenches and living that reality right now, they are able to hear the voices of administrators who are currently practicing and trying to navigate through this pandemic the best that we can, to be able to say, hey, this is what we really need to make sure we're doing in these preparation programs so that we're getting the leaders that we are producing out of our programs prepared for the unthinkable. Because I can tell you that if I were being completely honest, and I am a transparent person, I would have never thought that 3 years ago, I would have never expected that this would be where I was as a school principal. And I understand and I know how important it is to make sure that we are focused on academics and that we are moving our children so that they are proficient and doing well, so that we're preparing them for college and careers, or whatever their future holds for them. But I'm here to say that right now, and we do still have an academic focus. Before I can even get to academics, right now we're trying to keep children and staff safe. We're trying to keep them in a good mental space to be able to teach and to be able to learn, because until you clear that space, sometimes there is no way for them to receive what's being said to them because their minds are on other things. And that creates the need for us to do things differently than we've done them in the past. So we're really excited about the opportunity to hear from leaders and, as Sheikah said, practitioners who are right now facing the woes of whatever is happening in your particular space. Because we were talking with a very close friend and colleague this week, and Dr. Sharon was talking about opening school, and she's in the DMV area. Dr. Sharon was sharing how her opening looked very differently than ours. So it depends on where you are and what your needs are. But what we have to do is we have to be able to recognize what those needs are and try to prepare folks for, as best we can, the unexpected, because that's how we're leading right now. We're leading from moment to moment in an unexpected way. So I'm excited.
Yes, I am too. And our hearts and prayers and heartfelt condolences, Principal Baggage, to your teacher that has lost her daughter. This is so important that we have to make sure we're not just saying, oh, wow, we've got to continue as business as usual. We got to make sure the kids are getting caught up. We've got to check on our people, just like Jasmine Harris stated and Lamont Ratchford. There's so much going on in the world right now. We have to check on our people. We have to make sure that their needs are being met. We have to make sure that they know people are there for them to hear, that somebody is there that cares, and we're not just talking about the work all the time. We've got to really be in tune to our people, our staff members, our students, the parents. So much loss has transpired. people are not in the same place. So all of these things are so important, and that's that whole door on our framework. And we're going to be talking about that with Principal Kafele. So good morning, Javonda. Thank you for joining us. Thank you all so much for joining us. And we hope, and Councilwoman Campbell, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you all. We are going to hop off so that we can.
Before we go, Sheikah, though, let's just say to Principal Baggage, we know that this is going to be, it's going to impact you as the leader of that building, trying to support your teacher who is going to need you as a compassionate leader. And we know that that'll be what you offer when she comes back. But reach out to us, because I have learned, and I think Sheikah would agree, that that weight is very heavy. The weight that we're carrying to make sure that everybody's okay, it gets taxing. So if you need to reach out to us just to have an ear, please feel free to do that so that we could try to support you. Definitely. While you're supporting your staff during these difficult times. And that extends to all of you. Definitely. So we're super excited. And Sheikah keeps making me more and more nervous, because when she gets anxious like that, it really stresses me out. And she is ready to test out our technology. And I am about to panic because she is so nervous. We are getting ready to go in transition. Yeah. So y'all, please follow us over and join us with Principal Kafele and pray like we've been praying all morning and all week.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you over on the Virtual Leadership Assistant Principal Academy. We can't wait. We'll see you over there. Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all for joining us.
Bye-bye. Or see you in a second.